It's just you and me against the world, it seems. But soon it shall be our world, and we will have nothing more to worry about. Today, we're gonna work on something that'll help us work on something else. But first, I'd like to show you something, and I don't know if you're prepared for it or not. Are you prepared? Are you? Okay. That was actually the most epic zoom in I've ever done in my entire life. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was totally unintentional, obviously. Um, so this is done. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just kidding. It's not done. It's probably 10% done for this size right here of a room. Now, the reason I have this all flat out right here is what I think I'm gonna do is this is gonna be an ongoing project, you know. Just like on I don't know if any of you guys watch the Hermitcraft, the guy named Biffa, but he does this thing on the Hermitcraft server called the Bowl. And the Bowl was a very long project for him. It took him a while because he had to fill in the entire ocean, dig it back out, blah blah blah. And this project, what I'd like to do is just get a part done. And yeah, I've got my my good pick here, and I'm within range of the beacon, so we got some beastiness. As you guys saw last episode, it's just as easy as that, you know, just straight up walk side to side and get it all done. Clearing this whole room took me about 40 minutes. Now the downside is, although it was very, very fast, it ended very, very quickly because, as you can see, I had to go back and repair all 3 of my super picks. One of them actually broke, and I had to make a new one using the 2 that I had in here. Now all I just have is these ones with Fortune 2. I don't know why I have such an affection to those that I won't use them, but I can't mix them together. I think that's why, cuz it's too expensive. Cuz it would try to make efficiency 5 and make fortune into 3, which would be like I'd assume it goes up exponentially for cost, so it'd probably be some ridiculous number that they just assume is too high leveled. Even though earlier today I got all the way up to level 62 because I didn't have anything to enchant. I had ran out of stuff to repair. I was just like, I want to keep AFKing here, and I didn't bring any books because it was stupid. Yeah, those are my repaired ones. There's the Zack Munsters pick repaired. I also repaired this. It took 36 levels with 1 diamond to repair it from about here to here. And it would have taken 39 levels to repair it from here to almost full. I was like, no. This guy took 2 diamonds and 32 levels. My shovel took another shovel and 31 levels, I think. And then this guy took a diamond sword and 30-something levels to repair. So, it took a good amount. But I think what I'd like to do today is, as I had said earlier last episode, I want to do some jungle leaf pot lights with, you know, like that, where it's just flush but it's still lit. And what I'd also like to do is start getting the floor out of dirt and get some grass growing in here. You guys can see I also filled the chunks out with water. This is all you have to do. Make sure there's no area above or below it. I just zoomed in on my mini map there like so. You guys can see pretty well which block you're standing on in the mini map. Anyway, so I did that. I've watered in this chunk. I watered in this chunk even though I don't know if I'm going to move back any further. What I might do if this becomes an issue is just you know, block it off like so. You know, just all the way, and fill that all in because it won't be necessary. But till then I just filled in that chunk, that chunk. The chunk over there isn't affecting anything. And there hasn't been a single slime down here since, so that's good. That's always a good thing. I've been getting a lot of emeralds. It's just crazy good. I'll show you guys the loot chest here. I got too impatient to bring my silk touch pick out. This is the one I was going to tell you guys about. There's a small part of a chunk in here that I still need to do. I just got this done last night at like 2 in the morning, and I was like, or 1 in the morning, and I was like, no. Yeah, no. You can see I just gave up. I was like, I'm not even going to light this up right now. I just want to go to sleep. I don't know why I was so tired at 2 in the morning when I usually stay up till 2 anyway. But yeah, there's a small chunk here that I'm going to fill in. It starts right about here, I guess. Goes to here and then that way. Just this little corner here I gotta water in, but I think what I'm gonna do is width-wise that goes as far out into that as I want it to be, into the biome above, and that wall over there as well. So that's as wide as this is gonna be. If I expand here, I'm sorry, I get distracted by gold because I didn't have a lot until now. I can expand this way. I'll show you on my mini map. We'll jump over here a little bit. You can see right here, the biome kind of curves into this lake. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll do 1 zoom. This one, you can see it starts curving back that way. A lot, like a lot that way. So if I were to expand any further this way, I could also expand wider that way, which I will. I'd like to stay inside the border of the... Oh, and you can see an unlit cave over there. That's actually part of the cave we did power caving. Because I came up... You see that red arrow in... I'm trying to point at my screen, for fuck's sake. Northwest corner. It's a red arrow by that slime chunk. Yeah, that's pointing to where the cave exit is. So you can see we got some cave lighting to do, and there's some down south by the lava pool there. Goes underneath the lake too. That's weird. Anyway, I'm looking at this for a second, seeing what's going on here. Yeah, so that's a thing. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it this size for now. I'm going to fill it all in with dirt, so I'm going to have to come in here, you know, clear it all out, one more level, and replace it all with dirt, and then some of it silk-touched grass. I don't have much, so grass spread is going to have to help me out on this one a little bit. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do, and this is a little good idea I've kind of come up with, is I'm going to make this a little rounded a little bit. It's going to come out. It's probably going to be a perfect circle because I'm not that creative. And it might kind of like snake in and like have a stream that comes into this one. And then the stream can like come over here, and Steve gave me a good idea. My buddy Steve gave me a good idea that we should put like a hole that goes all the way up top, and there's a waterfall that comes down. Well, I was thinking rather than putting it in the center like one would do normally, I could put it kind of right here maybe in the corner. Oh, hello. Sorry. Like right in the corner here, just a big skylight that's all the way open to the mountain biome, all the way up there. And for all I know, since this is a slime chunk, it would have to be, once I round this out, it would have to be the same dimensions as this pond, but just all the way up, because the slime chunk, if I were to leave any open space whatsoever, it would, they would spawn all the way up to 40 in height and just fall down and die, whatever. So I'm thinking is, you know, maybe we'll take this corner here, we'll make like a round hole that goes all the way up to the surface, and it won't be perfect. There'll be some ledges that I'll probably put a half slab on to prevent spawning. And then it'll just go up to the surface, so imagine a hole like right here. Possibly like, you know, bigger. So maybe we'll picture a big hole like that right there. It goes all the way up to the surface, and there's just a waterfall, like a babbling waterfall that comes down, and right here. A babbling waterfall. It talks too much. Anyway. Yeah, so that's an idea. I thought it was a really great idea personally. But we'll have to see. As far as lighting goes, I want to do those pot lights. So this room with a spacing of with 5 in the middle. So you'd imagine like there'd be a pot light underground here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one there. That kind of spacing. Oops. I was just eyeballing that. I didn't even count. That kind of spacing all the way is going to be quite a lot of leaf block. I have leaf blocks to spare, not obviously, but I will, because I got those nice shears. Yeah. That's going to be the project for today. I'm not going to show much of it unless I think it's something to talk about. Then I'll show some of it. But I'm also thinking about a floor with possibly jungle wood plank trim along the side. Jungle wood's here, and then the jungle grass going all the way up to about here, and then it's going to change scenery to match the elevator shaft. Just kind of like a feel like, you're changing scenery from the humble abode, which is these kind of blocks right here, and just like welcome to the under jungle right here. You can just see it starting to form as you walk down this hallway. It's going to be a massive room. There's going to be trees, and like I was describing to Steve, there's going to be like rope bridges hanging from one giant tree to the next, and there's going to be like a house up in one. And there'll be buildings down below where I'll have like my automatic wheat farm and my automatic pumpkin and melon farm, and I'll have like a building. They're going to be buildings. Like before, up top, I have everything dedicated like a room. Now it's going to be a whole building. It's going to be like factories. We're going to have like, not factories because that wouldn't match at all, but little huts, I guess, would go with the aesthetic. I don't know. Any girl that likes matching clothes would know the word for that, but yeah. Or someone who's really good with words. I'm only moderately decent. But, yeah. I didn't even show you guys the loot chest. My bad. I was getting ahead of myself. So, yeah, that's kind of my mental image. I walk in, I want it to look busy here. Because up top, that's just a temporary home. I've told you guys that since the start. That's a temporary home. I didn't want to build too much into it. I didn't want to make that like a big community up top. Because I wanted to be down here in the caves where I belong, where the Zax monsters belong. Oh, and I was also describing to Steve, I don't know how you guys might like this idea. For the walls, because I don't want this to look like a cave wall. I want it to feel like there's a biome down here. Like that, like you don't know you're in a cave, so there's going to be grass down here. You're not going to see the sky. That's the only discerning factor in that. And maybe we'll think of something in the future, maybe like round out the ceiling and put blue wool or something, light blue wool and white clouds. I don't know. We'll think of something. But I'm thinking for the walls, what we do is like imagine a mural. It's like a painting, but like all the walls, all the way around. You imagine there's some jungle logs here, to just like there's trees, and then there's gonna be like leaves and jungle logs and maybe some dark wool or darker like bricks to make it look like there's scenery, like there's more, like the forest continues into the walls. You know what I mean? I might actually bring down an example, but let's quit getting ahead of ourselves and look at the loot chest, what we got so far. Not a whole lot, just a lot of coal, a lot of flint. Oh my goodness, so much flint. More iron, more gold. I might actually take this gold up with me and smelt it down. Why don't we take the iron too? Why not? It's not like I couldn't use more iron. Yeah. So why don't I get some materials ready to build and plant grass and make pot lights, and then we'll discuss what other projects to do for today and do it to it. That might be what I do while I'm building. So I shall see you back down at the bottom. Alright, we're back. So, for the lovely example here, now what you're going to notice is the under jungle is going to look like a snow biome. Why? Because it's a mountain biome, right? Yeah. So that's what the grass is going to look like in the under jungle. Now that's going to be off-putting because When I say underjungle, you think lush, deep green grass, like this green, not that green. But I like the green of the mountain biome. That's why I chose this biome. So when I say we're gonna have a mural that looks like the underjungle continues on the background, let's do like a 4x4 mural, shall we? And I'm not good with this kind of thing. That's actually like 5 or 6, whatever. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have like, oops, that's not what I want at all. We're gonna have like bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Let's say we got like a 2-wide tree, and we'll have some vines running down here naturally. And then we'll have like some stuff going on here and some... Maybe I'll make it too deep. I don't know. I really don't. And then maybe we'll have like a... Oops, God, I did it again. See what I mean? See what I mean? This thing's too good, y'all. This thing's too good. Let's dump that for a second. Oh, pardon me. Get that dirt back, thank you. And then we'll, keep going like this. And it's subject to change naturally, I don't really know what I would do like with this. But maybe we do And that's just a cutout. Maybe we could keep going. Maybe I'll do one more, a couple more wide, like just to... This is more of a mental picture for me than anything. Maybe we could also do like a kind of like the bottom of the trees showing, maybe. We'll figure something out. Maybe we will make it too wide. I don't know, but I really love these like how they look like leaf clusters with little cocoa beans sticking out of them from a distance, and they still look nice. I really hope that what I've been doing lately with the processing is giving these videos justice. I've been taking almost 2 to 3 hours to render out a 1-hour video, just because I'm rendering them in very high audio quality, very high video quality. I can't do 1080p just because of my computer settings. I could change it, I think. We'll see. But till then, we'll keep it like this until I get someone saying otherwise. But when we get this hallway done, just as a starter. Man, it's really weird when it changes down from the insta brake to its regular speed. It just I did this. I mined for 40 minutes straight with the or about 30 minutes straight with the fastest mining speed possible. And I got over there where the beacon doesn't quite reach. I was just like, this is so lame. Oh yeah, I brought a bunch of dirt down here just to, yeah. So hopefully we can get some of this cobblestone. I know it's kind of dark in here for now. We'll just torch it up on one side. Why not? We probably need some dirt, Zach. Probably, eh? Probably. Okay. That's enough of that, good sir. Yeah. So I'm thinking like this. And the grass spread's gonna take a while. I only have 2 stacks of dirt, and I have no silk. Oh, I do have 2 silk touch shovels, don't I? I suppose I could go snag a bunch of grass if I needed to, but honestly, this project's gonna take me so long to dig out upwards, because you figure this height right here is, if I'm doing 40, this is only a 1/10 of the way done. This is 10% right here, which hopefully is, you can understand why I just want to start with this and then expand later. Hopefully you guys are understanding. I do understand most of you just literally come on here to see me dink around for an hour, and that's cool with me. I can dink around for others' entertainment. Oh. Why are you one of these? You used to be something greater. Dirt. You used to be something greater. Oh, look, you spread already. You spread. You're doing a job. Oh, good job. Ugh. Okay. So, well, that's growing. Why don't we get some, some other stuff going, like the trim. That might be interesting to do, because I'm gonna need a starting block. Possibly what we'll do is we'll go bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Okay, like that. It's kind of weird how even sideways. You know what's weird is, oh Mojang, you silly people, you. All they did was took the default log texture and turned it sideways and put some moss on it. That's hilarious. It's like, I know that texture from somewhere. Cheeky buggers. Oh gosh, how am I gonna do this? Oh yeah, that's right, the shift function. Thank you, Mojang. Love you, buddies. Yeah, and the new ones you can just shift and place it, and it'll be all like, oh yeah, well, you don't want to actually open the chest. You just want to, use the chest as a building block so you can build off of it. We got you. We got you. I don't know why I'm shifting on stone. Stone's only has one job, and it does it well. It sits there, and it stays in the way of your finding of the diamonds constantly. And it's good at its job. You guys can't deny to me that stone is good at its job of hiding diamonds from you. Alright. Yeah. Ah. I hate slimes so much. They drive me nuts. If I threw another masturbation joke into this video, it would just be flagged instantly. But anyway, so yeah, the grass is spreading actually pretty quick. I think lighting affects how fast it spreads, so that's why I want the light down. But here's what I'm thinking for the walls anyway. And I'll stick some vines around here as well. The vines are gonna come in last just to I don't know. Maybe since I want the vines to grow downwards, maybe I will do the vines as I build the permanent walls. Like that wall's permanent. All this U shape here is permanent, but that back wall's not. So I don't even know if I'm gonna put the mural on that back wall if I'm gonna keep expanding. I like that. I don't know why. I like that. And there's hopefully not going to be a discernible pattern once I'm done. I'm not just going to do two spacing. I'm not just going to make it look like trees are sticking up. I'll make like branching and stuff like that. That's just like a small example of it. Oh, what do we want to do? Did I just walk into a block? I don't know. What do we want to do for the ceiling? Well, I think we all know what Zach Munster needs to do. But, if only we had some way of bringing those items to me. Right here. I just bring them to me, oh light of power. Thank you, light of power. You're so nice. Ah, I like that guy. He's a nice guy. Yeah, so why don't we, why don't we finish up this, what should we do for the, why do I keep looking at these jungle logs and not liking them? They clash a lot. A lot. Is that just I'm gonna leave this here for you guys. I'm not even gonna upload this video until like Tuesday or Monday. But when you guys see this, I want you to let me know how crappy that clashing is right there. Just, oh, maybe it'll grow on. Maybe we need to stick some green in here to offset things. Maybe. Oh, what's a possibility here? Why don't we get rid of all the dirt and just put a base of cobblestone behind everything. You know, I gave Steve crap for this tunnel he and I built together. I was giving him crap because he was... It was just a two high by 1 wide tunnel. I was giving him crap because he wanted to dig it out like 3 by 3 so that we could put like stuff behind it, and there was like a second layer of cobblestone hidden behind it. And I realized I'd do that exact same thing. So, sorry, Steve. You and me, we in the same boat as far as going to unnecessary lengths to make it look beautiful. And I see that now. Now this part here is going to be a mural eventually. Like this doorway is going to be part of that mural. I'm just going to call it the mural. It's the only way I can think of to describe what I'm doing for the walls, you know. Let's go ahead and grab some cobblestone from any number of these chests, from this one to this one, not this one, that one, or that one. I've got plenty. I've even got some in my inventory, because why not? So we need this one. Oh, not those ones. Wow, I double failed at placement. Ah, balls. Sandrabolics. This is also going to be a decorative something or other eventually. I really hate the new block placing glitch where if you're too far away it just disappears. You don't lose it, but it just seems annoying. Now another thing is with the lighting, since this is such a vaulted ceiling, I'm also gonna need two. What do I want to do? Yeah, that's gonna be part of the mural, so we'll put like I don't know. Ow! My frickin' head! Okay. So maybe we do something like rock a dat, and then continue it on later, possibly. And then this is of course all gonna be leaf blocks, but for the spacing of the lighting we're gonna do 1, 2, and then 3. Place a torch, place a lamp. 1, 2, 3. Whoop, I sprinted there, so I lost count. On the 4th one, we'll place a redstone torch and a lamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Torch, lamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that seems to be perfect. I didn't even count this out, I swear. This is going to be part of the decoration for the, I decided not to go with the 11 by 11, by the way. I'll just decorate this inside to make it look nice and use glass panes for this part for where I go down. Yeah. So that ought to do well for the lighting. I don't really mind seeing cobblestone because as a man who spends a lot of time mining, cobblestone ain't no big thing. Oh wow, I totally forgot to put, speaking of that, I totally forgot to put that back in here. So we'll do that now. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I just realized these aren't supposed to be here either if this is part of the design area. Yeah. I did finish that side, so it's just this side that I didn't finish, okay. That dirt there. Bada bing, bada bing. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding ding. And that's part of the mural, so we're good. We shall see how that looks in a second. what I'm wondering is just purely out of like misplaced leaf blocks, I want to see by the end of this project how many saplings I've gotten just from misplaced leaf blocks. I think that'd be one of those just because it would be interesting things. Alright, does that make the roof look any better? I just want to make these even so they're not so harsh to look at. Oh god, why would you make me do that? Why would you be so efficient, efficiency pick? Shovel? Just looking down that tunnel right there. Let's just take a good look at it and see if we like it or not. I really don't like how cheap they were with the jungle textures. Just look at it. It's the frickin' default log texture pack with moss. And that might not be what Mojang's doing. That might be the person who did the faithful 32x32 texture pack. But just for shigs, we're gonna go grab a normal log for comparison, just fun. But yeah, why don't you pause the video there and take a good long think about how that looks, because I don't like it. Something about it I don't like. Like, look at this hallway. This hallway is beautiful. There's no clashing. The dark red just is an off-put and goes with the darkness of the ceiling and the floor. I don't know, a lot of people say don't use more than 3 colors. I like to use 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. wait, did I count that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one and this one match. They're the same color schemes. One just uses less light yellow or whatever this is, and one uses more of it. And you guys can see very well right there that they don't look too bad together. You know. But, yeah, so let me know. I don't like it. There's probably a lot more decoration I'm going to do to that, because the simple, you know, trim with that's too default for me. I need to knock it up a notch. Let's grab an oak log. I'll keep the torches on me and the lanterns just in case. I also do have all my current stock of jack-o'-lanterns right now with me. Oh god, I almost sprinted straight off that. Whee! Whee! I'm not sure if that blocks falling damage anymore, but yeah, something needs to change about that. I like the ceiling, but what would go well with that? Maybe... Ooh, maybe like some kind of trim that goes down and like that, and and it could just the streamer effect. I don't know. What was I gonna do? Ah, yes. Notice the texture, the little Y right there in the middle. The down with the bump and the down that curves like a down with the bump and the down that curves with the. Fantastic. Actually, you know what I want to do? Let's change texture packs just for, wasn't there a... yes. Oh, yep. They're kind of different in this one. You can see they have their similarities, but they're not as similar as the, oops. Deutschen! Yeah. And, yeah. So that's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do this floor in my off time. That's something that'll keep me busy. It's like I'm gonna keep myself busy from digging by digging and placing. Let me give you a preview of what you're gonna be missing out on. Multiplied by about a couple dozen thousands. Let's do a check up on my statistics to see what we've got going on here. I have nearly doubled since last episode. I think I had 12 or 13,000 last time. And now I've got 28,000. Yeah. I'm just leaning back in my chair looking at that. Let's see what the dirt and gravel are like too. Did I pass them? I couldn't have passed them. Ah, they're right here. Still only 2,200 and 1,500. That's interesting. Um, distance walked is up to 100 kilometers now. I walk a lot. Minecart's not that bad. My distance flown is pretty decent at 17 kilometers because that 60 meter fall adds up to 17,000 over time. Plus every time I do this I'm flying for about a meter, so yeah. I might also do this in my off time. I feel like this is also turning into more of like an update series more than a let's play. But honestly, I don't have a whole lot to do live until I get this going, because I want to build my city here. I want my story to be in the Underjungle, not making the Underjungle, being in it, you know? But I think my project for today is going to be jack-o'-lanterns, because you might think that square footage, even with the extension, won't take more than like 5 or 6 stacks, which I could easily get casually harvesting. But how am I going to light the walls so they don't look gross and nasty all the time? I want to make them look lit, and I sure as heck am not going to torch it, because most of that's going to be leaves which can't have torches. So I'm going to make jack-o'-lanterns for the walls too. And wherever there's a leaf block that's free, I'll dig 2 in and put a jack-o'-lantern. So you imagine the floor space plus the wall space is pretty freaking huge, since it's pretty tall, 40 high, all the way around. Yeah. I'm going to need a very, very consistent supply of, these guys here. I don't know why I brought these back up to the surface, but I'll have to bring them back down again later anyway. So I think the big project for today that we're going to work on live is going to be Das Pumpkinator. Yeah. Now, it's probably going to be around the pond. It's probably not going to be a large, impressive structure, because those are all things that I'm going to do in the Underjungle. Ah, this is that gold from earlier in the episode, wasn't it? Should be iron as well. Yeah, and we hit 30. Awesome. Beautiful. Did we get more? Yep. Yep. We gotta get Frank working for his pension checks. I feel like that sounds pretty busy in there, and I got my looting sword now, so why don't we get back to doing what we do best? God, there were no creepers in there. 3, honestly, but I did get 18 gunpowder from those creepers, so meh. 33 levels. What should we do with this 33? Should we enchant a book again? No? Yeah, you're probably right, because so far that hasn't blown over well. What do we got to repair? What do we have to repair? Pardon. Let's see, we've got the good touch. Oh. You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about right now? Sí, señoritas y señoras, señores, señors. Silk touch, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3. The bad touch. Thank you. You're going in the whenever I need you chest. And this is my nether pickaxe, if you guys didn't know. It's the perfect speed to mine netherrack and all that. And since I am going to be delving into the nether eventually to, you know, for nether quartz when that all comes out, we're going to need to repair this guy too. Unless I have something better. Perfect. Unbreaking 3 and Fortune 3. Why is this perfect? Well, because quartz is going to be affected by it's going to be affected by fortune, so we're going to be able to get much more of it. My good shovels there. That's Why would you want fortune on a shovel? Okay, real talk for a second. Why would you want fortune on a shovel? Let's think of what shovels used for. Sand, dirt, and gravel. And soul sand. Now, what is the only block out of that list that drops something other than itself? Gravel. Why, in God's name, for a person who's played as long as me, would you need more flint? Why? I should just trash that thing, but I don't have the heart to. So yeah, this guy here is going to be our new Ned. What am I doing? That one only has fortune 2, though. Can I mix these together? Or would that be too expensive? That would have 3 and everything, which would be a fantastic nether pick, so maybe we'll do that for for something for me to enchant in the nether soon. We'll do we'll make the nether pick. And I'll even scrounge up 30 levels to name it the nether pick, so yeah. And I got my Zach Monsters pick on me. I'm gonna go do some daily things, and I will meet you guys back with the Pumpkinator location and building ideas. Alright, see you then. So a lot of you guys might be thinking to yourselves, how hard could it be? I heard a bunch of creepers land right before I hit play, so I had to do this. How hard could it possibly be to, you know, build a giant pumpkin farm? Well, it's not really a matter of difficulty, and it's not really a matter of aesthetics or what have you. I want this thing to be efficient, I want it to be repeatable, and I want it to look good. So, what would I, Zach Monster, need to do all that? Well, let's get a checklist here. I want this to be a repeatable pattern, so although not something I would do normally, I would like it to be repeatable if I wanted it to be. So let's say I want to expand, I can easily do so. I want the redstone to be compact, so I can either hide it underground, preferably, or, you know, somewhere where you don't see it, because Season 1, although the wheat farm worked very well, it didn't look good because the redstone was there. It did bother me a lot. Oh, I didn't know I wasn't at ground level. All right. So we think, well, what kind of patterns are there? And most people, like myself sometimes, would go on YouTube and think, oh well, someone's probably done a good pumpkin farm, melon farm, whatever. For most cases, if you don't find a good pumpkin farm design, go online and look for a melon farm design, because they can absolutely be repeated 100%. If they don't mention that in the video, they're forgetful, probably, because there's no pumpkin farm design or melon farm design that wouldn't be capable to do the other one, because they're the same thing, almost. Yeah, so it's a thing. I want it to be repeatable. I want it to look good. I want it to have good yield rates. I want to be able to walk in, hit a button, bada bang, pumpkins for days. Now, how would one go about doing that? Well, as I said, first option would be going online, but I also like to build my own designs. For most of you, you guys probably don't know if I'm a good builder or not, because you don't really get a lot of information stating otherwise, but that's just because I've been holding out this whole series. I told you this wasn't going to be a permanent place, just going to be a base until I could get materials for that. And this is the only major thing I've built, and it wasn't my design, and I've given Etho due credit for that. But I do, in fact, invent all my own, or design all my own things, or some of my own things. But some things, there's just really not a whole lot of better designs. Anything related to mobs, I'm probably not gonna come up with my own, just because mobs are an important thing in survival, and some people spend dozens of hours perfecting it, so why not take their design and make it fit what you want, right? Right. And in that case, there's no way I could have made it fit to what I want except making a tube instead of just a free fall, because I turned it into an XP grinder instead of an item grinder. Anyway, point. Or case in point, I need a pumpkin farm. High yield, repeatable, looks good, and I can fit it into a building that looks good. So, I don't know any of those, and I'm not going to go online and look. So what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with some redstone. We're going to throw around some ideas a little bit. I'll come up with some off camera, do whatever, do what we got to do, boo-boo. 1 second, I got to check one thing just to see. 41 minutes, okay, we're probably about 45 minutes in. So one thing I want to check is I was thinking we could do repeatable up and long, but pistons can only push. If I did, let's skip the sales pitch at first and start with my idea number one. My first idea is to make a smart piston. So basically we can have this go 15 long, and we'll have a smart piston on the end. What a smart piston is when something comes into contact with it, comes into this block here, it'll immediately push back. And I think all you need to do a smart piston is, can you just simply do this? I don't remember how to do smart pistons now. That's on interesting. No. Most smart pistons generally do something along the lines of this, I believe. Pardon me for not knowing my redstone correctly. I haven't done it in a while. That's not right. Nope. I'm doing it completely wrong. What we want to do is make it so when this block cuts off power, we send it a pulse. Now, what we do is we do that. I had to think about it for a second. And then we have a repeater, like so. Come along and send a pulse, like so. Perfect. And I really do need a button. So why don't we go ahead and make 4 of them, just to get that wood out of my inventory. So we go over here. Oh, did it destroy a block of dirt on accidente? Si, senor, it did. Interesting. Oh no, I destroyed the block. Possibly needs to be a different timing on it. That could be a thing. So let's destroy that, get rid of it. And that's what it's supposed to do. See, but that has a very long... Oh, wooden buttons are messed up. I forgot wooden buttons have a longer delay than regular buttons do. We're getting somewhere. Trust me on this one. So let's put those away. Those would come in handy, but not at this particular moment in time. Oh, let's make a lot of buttons. I like buttons. And actually, interestingly enough, stone buttons are a really good, a good item to block vine growth. Fun fact. Yeah, that has a much shorter delay. Okay. So we go back here. Oops. Still need a longer delay. Don't know how much longer of a delay I can do, but we'll see. That's about as long as I can do it. Alright. What am I doing wrong here? Interesting. I'm I'm gonna go figure out the key component to a smart piston. I'll be right back. Okay, I actually did not need to go onto YouTube. I was gonna say another thing I need to look up sometimes is redstone, but in this case I just dicked around with it. I just needed a much longer setting, cause for the most part, a smart piston just needs to be this. Okay, let's do this here. Just a torch, like a boom. No, my bad. What's the most compact redstone? I wonder why that's not working. That's interesting. Maybe you can't power pistons from the front. I don't know. But usually smart pistons. Pardon me, holy buckets. Yeah, the whole, this thing. See, it was working. That's the design I threw down there, right? Correct? Yes, no? Yes, yes. Boom. Like that, you know, it does its thing. It does its little thing. The problem I was having with it is, it wouldn't push a piston. It wouldn't push it if the other piston was extended, so I just had to delay it a little bit more. There's three repeaters was the trick. I could probably speed it up slightly, but it doesn't matter. I don't need speed. Anyway, main point, pumpkins. How are we gonna make it work? Well, we're gonna kill off these guys here because they're louder than an Italian restaurant after someone says something about the cook's cooking. I don't know. Holy buckets, you've ever seen so much experience in your life? Oh my god. What's to put survey? How about the let's put this stuff away first. I think I put the bones in the wrong chest. I really don't care at all. Put that away, and let's go to my garbage disposal here, my garbage. Okay, do that. Back to the point at hand. Now what we're gonna do is, you imagine there's a line of sometimes the shovel gets on my nerves, I swear. There's gonna be a line of the stems right here. Okay, where my stems be at? Where my stems be at? So we got and then behind it we'd have water. Water. That would ruin the point of the whole experiment by destroying the redstone smarts. I know, thank you. This is taking way longer than I might have to do jump cuts for this. Okay, we got this, right? Got yeah. Oh. We got this. Got the pumpkin. It's gonna grow right here. You know what I'm saying? Right, you know. And it's gonna have a big line of those all the way down with water, pumpkin stems, pumpkins. Bada bing. We walk in. We hook up that piston there to a pressure plate here, or we could put the smart piston there and hook this piston up to blah 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 whatever. And yay. Yeah. That would harvest the pumpkin just fine. But what's the problem with this? Well, the pumpkins could pop off and go in there, and then I'd be all up in here, up in the pumpkin patch's grill, doing the thing. So that's not a repeatable pattern at all. So why don't I set up another example of a different design? Alright, another example, if you imagine the stem right here, the water behind it, blah blah blah, would be the piston setup like we've got over there. Now the problem with this, there's two problems mainly. In order to make a line like this, I would need one sticky piston per And that's an issue, but I don't want to waste that much resources on a pumpkin farm. So if I can efficientize it anymore, I would try, yes. But another thing is I couldn't stack it upwards very well. I mean, I could, but it'd be exposed. Piston, like, let's see here. That one's right there on the ground, and it's up. Stem's right there. The next piston would have to be... I'm just using this as an example right now. Right here. Then there's that. And then the power would have to be right there, which would not happen because the hypothetical situation, the water would be directly behind the wiring. It just wouldn't work for a high yield pumpkin farm. So next idea. Alright, now here's my next idea. This might be what I go with, but I don't know. Now imagine this. This is a 2x2 repeating pattern, and it can in fact be repeated over. The redstone could be hidden pretty well. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. And you imagine it can be repeated like this, so if I wanted another piston right here, we'd put the piston there, it's facing this direction, blah blah blah. And then we could have the piston, the stem. Basically what you do is a pumpkin will grow here, and you'd do that. The pumpkin would pop off when the dirt went out from underneath it, and it would reset when you reset it. Now the problem with this, there's two problems mainly. First off, there's no preventing it from this one growing to this one. And you imagine a repeating pattern. If this doesn't grow to the one you expect it to, let's say it's supposed to grow here, it grows here. Well, then that means that the stem here could only grow to one. Now let's say it grows to that one. We have an unused block. This block is being unused completely. Nothing can reach it now because there's two. And that would happen more often than not. You'd get very low yield rates. And that leads me to the next one. Very low yield rates. Even with this too, there'd be one harvest spot here, one harvest spot there. There'd be one there, one there. That's 4 in a 3x3 area. And technically it'd be a 3x4 area because the pumpkins are up above. So it's not ideal. So why don't I think about another idea, and I will run it through you guys, run it by your ears in almost no time at all. Alright, so another method we could do is, imagine it this way. Let's say this is the line of stems, right? There's just a straight line of stems. They can only grow to this block here. The stems are all on this block, so technically they can't all grow there. They can all grow the block in front of them, which is what I'll get to in a second, because that'll be a wall, blah blah blah. And this is the only block that they can grow pumpkins to, right? And I'm making it at head height for a good reason. Now, what if we did something like this? Oh, that needs to be 2 away actually. So why don't we pop you right there, right there, right there. Really? Come on now. Like this. See now, let's imagine this piston going all the way in a line. Now it would, in fact, use a lot of pistons, but it would be built into the ceiling. The redstone could all be up there, and I could probably figure out a way to hook up a pressure plate, blah blah blah. But we have all the pumpkins grow here once a day, once every 2 days, whatever. We walk in, boom, and like magic, the piston's here. And actually we could put another one on the other side and just mimic it. Like so. And then this would be the... So there'd be a stem line there, a stem line there, the water behind it. And then this would extend all the way down there, and all the way down there. We'd walk in, a pressure plate would turn on the power, They'd all pull off and all the pumpkins would fall straight down. Now how could I do that to make them fall straight down? Well, I couldn't. I could make sure they don't fall this direction. So that would cut off half of the blunders or mistakes of where they would fall. They could still fall like on the edge of this block. I could not do anything about that. But it would be a lot more efficient than any of the previous designs. Now, what is the point of all that when this is basically the exact same design as the one down under here? Well, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. So here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we do something else? Why don't we either A, just, oh man. See, because this is pretty good. I mean, it yields 22 fully grown. Meh. I just want it to yield more, you know? So what I think is I kind of want to make that design there just because it's, you know, convenient. All the stems would be in the wall. All the pistons would be underneath this, the ground. So we'd have a full U shape here. And maybe I could, I don't know, this honestly seems fruitless now that I think about it. Well, I guess I'll just have to check on my pumpkins a lot, because honestly this video's run on. I really wanted to do something with redstone, but honestly the more I thought about it, the more I realized you can't really... There's not a lot you can do with redstone that's super impressive, super necessary, super different from what I'm doing in the basement of my farm building already. But how about this? How about I make the promise that once we get the Ender Jungle going and I make a pumpkin farm down there, which I will use for its own project, probably be the first or second building I make, we could make that building efficient. We could do something super efficient with that, make it larger, make it more important. I don't know. Just throwing some ideas out there. But I do believe for now the pumpkin farm is going to be a no-go. Just because, honestly, why put my resources into making a pumpkin farm when I could use the one I already have, at the downside of it being much slower, but it's more consistent, and I could use my time on something like a mining. Yeah. So, as much as I'd like to say I want to keep going with this episode, it's probably gone roughly 50-something minutes. So, I will get back to you guys. Possibly give me some ideas about this. I don't know. I won't have a final product for this hallway until this whole thing is cleared out. So, I'm pretty sure this video will be up and you guys will have plenty of time to give me your opinions before. This is going to be one of these projects that's always subject to change, just this small hallway right here. Everything else out here I'm going to try and perfect on my own because I like that. I like how that looks. It'll look just fine with this grass because they blend. In the ceiling I'll probably do the blue sky thing eventually. I like that idea. Definitely going to do that skylight with the waterfall coming down. I think that'll be amazing. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was mostly an update episode now that I think about it. Update episode this and that. So sorry there's not much content, but such is the way with a let's play versus like a world tour like Doc M does. But it happens. It happens. So I'll get this looking pretty. I'll get the floor done. Hopefully grass will start growing. And another fun thing I'll show you guys for what I'm going to do. Building up. You can see I've cut out the floor there because it's part of the slime chunk and I didn't want more spawning. God, there's some beeping noise and it's just driving me insane right now. I'm just going to dig straight up like that a little bit. Basically carve out the room follow it along all the way around, and then just go back to digging manually. Just walk around like this, just swinging my camera around like, yay, best day ever, best day ever. And then once I'm done, I'll dig out the floor from below. And by what I mean by once I'm done, that means when I'm done with all of the floors that go all the way up to 40-ish. That beeping noise is driving me crazy. I'm about to go break its face open. But, yeah, so we're gonna do that for next episode. Hopefully I'll have 2 or 3 floors done. I'd like to be about 30 or 35, 40% complete, maybe. 50% would be a push, because I don't know if I'm gonna record tomorrow or the next day, which will give me more time to mine. We'll see. I'll let you guys know then. But until next time, you ladies and gents have a great day, great weekend, a great month. Till I see you next time. Later.